To use the ECSD Digital MIPI, you'll first need to make a copy of the Google form for your grade. You'll need to check the settings to make sure they are how you want them to be. You'll need to distribute this Google form through some means, and then you'll be able to view the responses. In this video, we'll take a look at how to view and interpret the responses. What you'll need to do after the students have taken the MIPI is you'll need to return to Google Forms, and that's forms.google.com. Open your Google form, and you will see a very special editing teacher view. Once it's fully loaded, you'll be able to view all the responses. So from the Questions tab, click over to the Responses tab. You've got three options for viewing the responses. One is a summary. This can give you a quick snapshot of your entire class on a question-by-question basis to know how many of your students answered each particular answer response. This can be a great tool to be able to know what to do reteaching with in your class that year or focus on, and what your students' areas of strength as a class are. A second option is to view a question-by-question look at how all your students answered a particular question. Thirdly, I can go student by student and view all of the responses by a particular student. Please note, in your settings, if in the Quiz tab you have selected not to immediately review those grades or release those grades to students, and instead manually review it, at which point you may choose to either let them know how they did or not, depending on your choice. If you've selected the manual review piece before they've done it, what you'll need to do is, either on an individual basis or as an entire summary, you'll need to release the score for the students. If I'm in an individual, hitting the release score button releases it for just that one student. And if I have hit the summary, I can release the scores for all of my students. Again, you may choose not to release those scores to your students if you don't see this as a quiz or a test and simply a diagnostic measure that you don't really need them to know the responses to. You have that option. But don't forget, in your settings, to go into the Quiz tab and select Later after manual review if that's your choice.